Hi, I'm Caleb Hintz, and today I'd like to talk to you about workplace
Caleb?
communication. Hey,
What
boss!
are you doing at my desk
Just
again?
keeping the seat warm for you.
Get those expense reports for me?
I'll have them to you if I need for sure.
That's what you said. Time.
As I was saying, I'm here to talk to you today about workplace communication. Workplace communication is an essential part of running a successful business and in conducting small group work. Ideally, a business or small group will set up their workplace communication in such a way that it is well constructed upon workplace communication channels, a communication climate that's friendly and inclusive, a workplace culture that's well defined and communicates to the employees what the business wants them to see, and finally, appropriate workplace communication relationships, dissent, and socialization. A workplace communication climate is best set up so that it is open and allows employees to be creative and let their creativity juices flow and communicate their new and open ideas to management, whether that be concerns or something that they are excited about and want to innovate and add to the company. A bad workplace communication climate is one that would keep creativity bottled up and keep employees scared or unsure of how management would receive their new ideas or concerns about the workplace. To better include a better workplace communication climate, communication channels should be installed in place. Communication channels can take place in 3 different ways. Downward communication, upward communication, and finally, horizontal communication. Downward communication takes place when managers are talking to those who are below them or their subordinates. Upward communication is just the opposite. It's employees talking to those who are above them in the workplace. And horizontal communication, it takes place between those peers who are on the same authoritative level as one another. At Chick-fil-A, the place I work, these 3 levels of communication are exemplified because we have managers passing on new procedures and policies toward us through Facebook or other places that help improve the workplace. And we're split into small groups with leaders over each one. These small groups meet once a week where we can discuss with our leaders different things like positions that we like or don't like, or new ideas or things that we have concerns about the workplace. This ensures that upward communication is always applied for all 120 plus employees and provides a great communication climate in the workplace. Communication climate and channels are always necessary to ensure that guests are getting the food as fast as possible. Another aspect of workplace communication is the communication culture. The communication culture is what employees first experience when they enter the workplace and get a feel for what's around them and how business is done. Communication culture is typically split up into different kinds of artifacts, values, and assumptions. Artifacts are the things that employees can see, hear, and touch when they enter a workplace. These might be such things as a uniform, a certain kind of dress, new policies or procedures, or a quote on the wall. For instance, me wearing this suit jacket and tie would tell you that I'm at a professional place of business. However, me wearing these Star Wars pajama pants would not be appropriate in such a place, even if they are representative of the Holy Trinity of Star Wars movies. And I think we all know that you can't walk into a Target wearing a red shirt and khakis.
Excuse me, sir, can you help me find the toilet paper?
I don't work here! Another crucial aspect of workplace culture is the values that a company chooses to portray. These are supposed to be what the company is all about and communicate to the employees what they're supposed to be all about. Chick-fil-A follows a core 4, and they drill this into the employees' heads from day one. This is eye contact, a bright and upbeat tone, a smile, and a personal connection. We're supposed to maintain these 4 things with every guest that we encounter, and they're supposed to represent from Chick-fil-A to the employees that Chick-fil-A as a company values spending time with the employees more than just shoving food in their face and moving on to the next person.
My pleasure.
The final part of workplace communication culture is assumptions. Assumptions are the deepest and most concrete part of what someone believes and how they impact that company. They're what the company's culture is really built around at the end of the day. They're immovable. For instance, Weber State is strictly built around education. They're constantly devoted to providing the best learning climate for students that is possible. This bleeds through to the professors, the way that Weber State uses its funding and financials, and the general aspects and culture that they cultivate on campus at all times. Altogether, a workplace's culture is crucial in communicating to its employees just what it is that business is about and what they want their employees to come in and bring for the company. The last portion of workplace communication is the workplace socialization, relationships, and dissent. Socialization and relationships happen naturally on the job or within the small group setting. They happen socialization itself is when you come into the group and are first becoming assimilated to the different things that are going on. Relationships form naturally on the job as you become more assimilated. During socialization and assimilation, an employee will move through the beginning stages and either become fully a part of that company and continue building those relationships, or they will experience dissent and will split away from the company or group that they were a part of. Workplace dissent is when the employee decides that they have had enough of wherever they are and they decide to move on. It occurs in 3 stages: upward descent, latent descent, and displaced descent. Upward descent occurs when an employee goes straight to the management to take up their cause for concern or different things that they find wrong with the workplace. It's what a company wants the most, or a group wants the most. It gives the leader a chance to actually do something and listen to the employee and make them feel heard and a part of the workplace. Latent dissent is when an employee goes to another employee or someone else in the workplace who won't really be able to help them, just to simply complain and vent, and it can cause insubordination and frustration and friction between members of the workplace. The final form of dissent, displaced, is when an employee goes outside the workplace to vent those negative feelings, and it can be truly helpful. It gets rid of some of the things that aren't really worth perhaps bringing up in a meeting, but also helps get rid of the negative energy and the little things that can really build up. At the end of the day, relationships, dissent, and socialization are crucial aspects of workplace communication and must be built in conjunction with the rest of it to ensure that a company or small group functions to the best of its capability. In conclusion, I've talked to you today about workplace communication and the importance it plays in small group roles and in a company as a whole. In total, we've covered communication channels, communication climate, communication culture, and the communication relationships, dissent, and socialization. All these different building blocks form together to build together the employee experience and the customer experience and are absolutely crucial to succeeding in a small group or business setting. If you manage to combine all of these successfully and build that group that you're really looking for, in the words of Michael Scott, you have no idea how high I can fly.